Lion.
Yeah.
I told you when you're in Kenya, you are EODU.
Exactly.
When you are in Uganda,
EODU.
EODU.
Yeah.
Now, tell us your story.
All right.
Facing troubles, like going deep into the most darkest shit ever, but managing to come back. That is the point we are looking for, and that will be it. In it.
Yes. So, man falling is okay. Every man will fall. Every man can fall. But the question is, when you fall, what happens? Do you stay down there and cry like a baby? No. When you fall, you rise up again. Now, that's when we shall say is a man. We cannot say you're strong when you have never seen you fight. We cannot say that you're a war hero when you've never been to any war. You can't wake up and call yourself a general when you've not commanded any battle. You see?
Yes.
So you have to go through these battles because battles make men.
Hakuna Raisi. We on set. I'm your host, King Edward.
Chacha here, and gonna talk about something so interesting here. Stay tuned.
All right, Brian Edward Emmanuel Judah, also known as the Lion.
The Lion.
My name is Ben. Yeah.
KJ, in it. Hakuna Raisi. Never.
Yes, so guys, straight to the point. Today we want to talk about the fall of a lion. And we have one lion here. And I think the lion will tell us his fall. So, the fall of a lion. Let my fellow co-host KJ introduce the topic and then we continue.
Sure.
First of all, a lion. These are lions. All of us here are lions. As you can see here, you can hear the roars. Guys, can you roar?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's a confirmation. But you see now, a lion too can fall. So this is just when you find a man facing troubles, like going deep into the most darkest shit ever, but managing to come back. That is the point we are looking for, and that will be it. In it.
Yes.
Lion.
Yeah,
I told you when you're in Kenya, you are EODU.
exactly.
When you are in Uganda,
EODU.
EODU.
Yeah.
Now, tell us your story.
All right. It reached a point in my life whereby a lot of shit fell on me, and they all fell on me at once. It all happens. Like every great man you've known about, they have a story behind them, right? Yes. Every great man has a story. Some of them are dark stories. Some of them have told their stories. Some of them have not told their stories. But all of them have stories. I thought that as men, we can just learn to live through soft life. But a real man, like our forefathers, they lived in the jungles. They used to hunt. If you read that book called The Way of Men, men are hunters. Okay? So there's a point in every man's life whereby they have to fall and they rise up. Even in history, even in the Bible times, look at King David, look at King Solomon. All these guys fell at some point, but then they had to rise again. So man falling is okay. Every man will fall. Every man can fall. But the question is, when you fall, what happens? Do you stay down there and cry like a baby? No. When you fall, you rise up again. Now, that's when we shall say is a man. We cannot say you're strong when you have never seen you fight. We cannot say that you're a war hero when you've never been to any war. You can't wake up and call yourself a general when you've not commanded any battle. You see?
Yes.
So you have to go through these battles because battles make men. Two things make men: battles and sacrifice. They make the real men.
You call yourself a lion.
Yeah.
Because
I've gone through battles. I've seen it all. I've fought it all. But one major thing that everyone should know is that a battle is won in the mind first before it is won on the battlefield. So if you have a weak mind, even if we train you 1,000 times, you will never make it in the battlefield. You will fall.
you will fall.
The first step is to train your mind to be strong. You have to have the mind of a fighter, okay? You have to be strong physically. That's why we go to gym. If you see all the men here,
Yes.
they are real men, you see?
Yeah.
Then after physical training, you go to mental. Then you also have to have spiritual training. Let me first stop there. For now, you guys make comments. Then we shall go to what causes the man to fall.
I think Mr. Vitality will have something to add on that.
The fall of a man, the fall of a lion. I can say it's a dynamic shit, man. Like, it's dynamic. One time you're down, one time you're up. In every legend, there must be a fall down, and there must be a rise. Without the fall down, there cannot be a rise. Juu kama hutaanguka mazee, uta rise kutoka wapi? So there's this thing, when you hit rock bottom, what you remain with, it's the potential to get up and go against the odds and rise up to your glory as a man. Yeah, man.
So, keynote. You cannot call yourself a man if you've not rose. You cannot call yourself a king if you've not conquered and have a kingdom to rule over.
And you cannot have a queen.
Yes.
You have not formed kingdom.
Yes, if you don't have a kingdom, you cannot look for a queen. Waps,
Yeah.
tell us.
Okay, just to add on what Brana said and Chacha. Okay, normally in life, even when you go to the hospital, normally, for anything to indicate that you're living, the graph must be like up and down. Now you're living. When you're dead, the graph is always straight. So normally in life, when your life is just straight, not that there's a problem in your life. Normally challenges are there to build us. And normally when you look in the book, maybe written by 50 Cent and Robert Greene, it's called The Fifth Law. Actually, he talks about fearlessness. So you get like with the fall of a man, for you to fall, it means you've tried something, right? Like your life is not just plain. So normally in this book, it tends to say like when you look things in the lens of fear, you tend to be in retreat mode. Like you tend to be in a comfort zone. So normally it says challenges are there to make us like to conquer. Normally when you fall, you have to be up. So we just take it as a challenge. Yeah, challenges are there to make us men. Yeah. So KJ.
Yeah. So it feels nice to be in the midst of lions. So I think for me, this is what I decided. I took the mentality of a lion. You see, a lion can be wounded, but so long as it's breathing, bro, that thing will wake up, dust itself, and keep moving. So I borrowed this lesson of becoming a student of life. You see, in life, you might think that even you know everything, but hey, you know nothing. So I think lions just become a student of life, and then you form the habits that you can form your destiny. So that's what I believe. Lions are students of life, so that when they reach at the top, they can brag about it, and there's nothing somebody else can do about it. Yeah, that's the lion mindset. In it.
So our lion today, Mr. Brian here, will tell us his story. Okay? Stay tuned.
All right, thank you. So this is what happened. There's that point whereby we thought that we were great. We thought that nothing used to throw us down. You know those days. We used to feel like for us we are unbeatable. We are metals. We are rocks. We've made it. Yeah, no one can scare us. You get it? Uh-huh. Not until we, like you've said, it's a school of life. Yes. We keep learning. So as a youth, there's that stage where you think like you've made it. Yet you've done nothing actually. You get it? That's why it is.
Just an ego.
It's just ego. You feel me? And the peer pressure and the what? But then recently I learned a lot about life, generally from every angle. So this was the fall of the lion. This is what happened. So it all started from this one point. Which thing that what usually makes great men fall?
The gender.
The other gender. It was not different with me.
It was but the other gender.
The other gender. So
we only have two genders.
Exactly.
So what happened? This was the genesis of the fall of me. Mm-hmm. So this is what happened. I have my girl. I love her so much. Okay, but I didn't know I loved her that much until it happened. You get it? This girl here, and she misled me. Okay, mm-hmm. She caught me one time with another girl.
Okay.
But I always ask my friends who know me, that the Brian you know, do you think I am foolish enough to be coached by a woman?
No.
So I tell them I know what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. Okay? I couldn't have let that happen, but I let it happen for a reason. But then when this girl coached me, at first I didn't care. I was like, okay, fine. It happens. It's not the first time it's happening. Then she left the house. But then I saw her going. The brothers who took my girl came and told me, your girl is down. She's crying. She couldn't even walk. The lift, she was dizzy. What? So I felt bad as a human.
Yes.
I was like, no, this is not good. So I tried to reach out to her. She was not reaching out to me. So this girl tells me we are done. Everything is done. I've cut off everything. No more me, you. No more, like we're done. So I sat down as a lion, and then I started thinking that what have I done to this girl? And you know, if you have a girl who is kichwangumu, you can be like Tombavu, go. You get it?
Yes.
But then this is a girl who is kind, very
Humble.
good, humble. She's a good girl. You get it?
Which tribe?
She's a Maasai.
Hey! You
Yeah.
came to Kenya and talked a Maasai. No.
So, of course, if there's a tribe here that is related to lions, which tribe is it? Those are Maasai. Yeah, so that thing, when it happened, I lost my mind. I allowed emotions to take over. And I told you, emotions defeat reason.
Yes.
Women act on emotions, and they live by emotions. Men live by the mind. They act on reason. You get it? That's why a girl wants to be loved. But you, a man, you don't want to be loved. You want to be respected. You get? Have you realized that? Many don't know that. A man doesn't want to be loved. You can tell a man I love you 100 times, but if you keep barking at him, you disrespect him, you insult him, he will never feel loved. Okay?
Yes.
That's why if you have a girl who respects you, even when you're cheating, you feel bad. But if you have a girl who loves you but doesn't respect you, you get it? So women act on emotions, us men we act on reason. But
So
then,
this Maasai girl.
yeah. So she hit me into the emotions. I fell into an emotional state. When you start using emotions, immediately the mind closes.
So we can say this girl conquered the lion.
She affected the lion. She didn't conquer. She can't conquer.
So we can say
can't
that
conquer.
Eh.
the lioness was rocking the lion.
Yeah, the lionesses are strong. So she didn't conquer me. Never.
Yes.
Can't
She
conquer me.
affected.
She affected me. She influenced at some point. Yeah, she influenced the fall. So I stopped reasoning because of her. The pain, the guilt. It was not a heartbreak. I tell my brothers it was never a heartbreak. I can't be heartbroken. But it was guilt that was burning up in me, and I realized guilt is bad. So because of this guilt, I stopped reasoning. I went into the emotional state. Because of the emotional state, I started making bad financial decisions. I made very bad financial decisions because I'm not thinking anymore. She has killed the reasoning bit of me. So making bad financial decisions, I fell down financially. They call me the rich man. These guys know. They call me the rich man. Okay? Yeah. But this time, if they had called me rich man,
Yes.
I would feel ashamed because the money wasn't there anymore. Okay? So because of that, I'm telling you, it's connected to the girl. I stopped reasoning. I started making bad financial decisions. After making bad financial decisions, I started messing up everything. I stopped going to class. I stopped going to class. I stopped reading the books I read. I stopped training my mind. I started sleeping for the whole day because when I wake up, thoughts
were
are so much.
lazy.
Yes, thoughts are so much. You get it? I felt so weak. You get it? I started having fights with my brothers. I mean, man, everything messed up. I stopped praying. I missed church for 3 Sundays. I felt disconnected from God because I would go and man, this thing is strong.
Can we
Emotions.
say that maybe you are depressed?
I went into depression. That's the right word to use. I went into
You
depression.
went into depression.
Yes, but not that deep depression. I was falling into depression. I felt depressed, but I didn't go deep into depression like this one. You get it? So because of that, it was too much on my mind. And then the tears of a girl are strong. When I went to her to apologize, she cried in front of me. Okay, she was. You get it? Do you know what?
She was a heartbroken.
This girl made me do things I'd never done before. Let me make you guys laugh. She made me do things I'd never done before.
never done before.
I've never done in my life. But I'm trying to do them just so I can please her. You get to make her feel her. You get it? So this is what I did. For the first time, I was telling my niggas, for me, even if I'm proposing to my lady in the future, I will not kneel down like the rest of the men. That is what I told my niggas. That me, I said, how can a lion kneel down for a girl? To apologize, I said I will not kneel down. So what I did, when I went to her, always a lion.
When the lion was just with the lioness.
Uh-huh.
Just the two
When
of
we were
them.
2 of us in a certain room,
Yes.
she had refused to come to my place anymore. I'd gotten so used to this girl. Let me tell you the truth, I don't like girls being with me all the time. But this is the only girl. Like for me, if I be with a girl here, 30, 40 minutes, I don't want to see you again. You get it? You get it? But then this is the only girl
Yes.
I could spend a week with. She used to be with me every day, almost every day in the house.
In
Almost every
Kiswahili,
day.
we say alikukunywa.
I don't know how to say. Yeah. So
He could drink you all over.
when we were in the room alone, I knew my brothers were not around. I went. When I saw her like cleaning the tears, I said,
begged.
"This is bad." I knelt down.
No, you begged.
I didn't beg. I knelt down and I said, "I'm sorry." She refused to forgive me. I said, "Now what can I do?"
A moment of silence for that.
So then I stood up. You know, I would kneel down, convince her. Then she refuses. I first go and stand, and I think of another thing to do. So I said, "This girl now, women act on emotions." I said, "I have to bring in something emotional." So I had to pretend like I'm crying. So I was telling my niggas that I had to pretend that I'm crying. So this is what I did. So I was seated with her like this.
You guys.
So we were seated with her like this. So I tried to force tears. Tears refused to come. So what I did, I looked down like this. She could not see me. Then I started doing. Then after that, because no, I didn't cry. The tears didn't cry. The tears refused to come. So what I did, I looked down like this. After looking down, the tears refused to cry. Then I just did. They refused to come. Then I said, their tears will not come no matter what. So what I did, I just stood up at once like this. Then I went to the sink. I washed my eyes. I washed my eyes. Then after washing my eyes, I let some water into the eyes to make them red. Then I started. Then she came. I knew emotions would touch her. Then she came. She came and then she was like, "Brian,
Yes.
what's wrong?" Then she told me, "Brian, I can't come back to you. I'm sorry. What you did was so bad." And then I told her, "Why can't you come back?" She told me, "Okay, what we do? Let's first be friends, and then maybe in the future, if something comes back again, we move on." I said, "Me, I don't want to be friends. I want my girl back." Then she said, "No." And now that is what was annoying her. She said, "I'm so controlling. That what I want is what I get. You get it?" Which is true. I get what I want. But then she refused. Also, I said, me, I'm also not being your friend. If we're not friends.
So did you get it?
No, I didn't get it. So after some time, I went back to her again. Some stuff happened that are private, but then afterwards, I said, let me first follow her lead. I became her friend. Then in the process, at night, one time we were with her, and then she annoyed me again. You know, she annoyed me. She was asking for permission from her best friend. Can I be with Brian? Can I do? And I was like, my God, me, you first ask for permission to talk to me, and that is insulting to me. So I left. It was at midnight. I left them. It was an Airbnb.
What were you doing with that?
It was an Airbnb. We were just there making things right. So I left her there.
Did you make things right? Did you hit it?
Like, what do you mean hit it?
There's only one thing you
I'll ask the question. Did you shop the Obono?
I will skip that part for now. But then
when you apologizing, did she give it up?
You know, I will skip that part for now.
No. Just tell us if yes or no.
My brothers, that one, my girl, she usually tells me. By the way, right now we're talking. She usually tells me, I want our things to never go to, like, bedroom matters to always keep inside the
No,
house.
it's just a question. Did she give it up?
Let me explain it this way.
Okay.
I left that night. I left her and I locked the door. I left her there. So I told her also, since this is the way, I don't want to see you again. I don't want to look at you again because you're affecting my mind. You're making me, I'm not reasoning anymore. You get it? And then we cut off. Now, to cut the long story short, one time, this is now the real fall of a line, because the thoughts were too much, was hurting me so much. Because you imagine your girl telling you, I don't want to talk to you anymore. She didn't want to look at me. She didn't want to talk to me. She stopped calling me. She stopped. And then if you remember the good things she has done for you, this is a rich girl. The good things she has done for me. I feel like, no, this is not how I'm supposed to pay her back. You feel me? So that guilt was burning me. So what I did, one time I'm a student leader at my university where they organized the function for the students. So because the thoughts were so much, I went and I decided to take some weed and liquor. Because I hear people say, when you take the things, you forget about your challenges and your problems. So I went and took a lot of liquor, and then I took weed. After taking, and I was taking it at once, like, now I was doing it like Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders. Like, as I pour, you get it? So after taking it, after finishing the glasses and finishing my weed, some girl, a friend of mine, was there dancing. Then she tells me, come and dance with me. And I stood up to dance with her. I fell down. That's when I shut down. I blacked out. Then these guys carried me and put me on her bed. But this is how I know how strong my mind is. I thought when you take liquor, it affects the mind. It didn't affect my mind. It affected my body. Why do I say that? Well, I was there. I was still thinking. I was reasoning. I was like in my right state, but I can't move my hands. Like I'm weak. The body is frozen. You get? But I could hear what these guys are saying. Oh, Brian, oh my God, I hope he's not dead. Oh my God, who told you to make... Like, I could hear everything these guys were saying and these niggas of mine. So, I remember even my nigga Rogers coming and who told you to give Brian liquor? He doesn't take liquor. Who did? Like, I remember everything. That's when I knew that this mind is unbeatable. They hit my body, but they didn't hit my mind. You get it? Okay. In the process, my friends tell me tears came out of my eyes. And then these guys were saying it's because of the heartbreak that this guy is crying tears. But I swear, we're not allowed to swear, but before God, and he's watching me, and when I put the name of God, it means it's true. Yes. It wasn't a heartbreak. And the reason as to why those tears came out was the guilt that what have I done to the temple of God? I've poured alcohol and smoke into God's temple. God has no problem with liquor, but he says, don't put it in my temple. This is his temple. So that guilt, that conviction as a born-again Christian,
So
it was burning me.
You had two guilts now.
Guilts were now two, and there's one that
Your
is...
girl,
that one
and
was
there's a bigger one with
that
your
one,
God.
you feel me? That is now when I felt so bad. So I was shut down for like 3-4 hours. My friends say they couldn't take me out because I don't sleep in school because people were watching, and this is Brian, the student leader. Yeah. So they waited when at around 1-2 there. That's when they came at night and picked me, and then they took me to my nigga took me home. When I woke up from that morning when I woke up, I said I'll never take liquor again. I'll never take alcohol again. Those are things, again, one of the things that lead to the fall of a man. Alcohol, drugs, women. But number one is women. Yes. Emotions, you get. Yeah, so that is how it all happened. So let me stop here for now. Okay. And then,
Okay, one word for the lion.
In fact, it's a question first. You have said that this girl, like, she used to provide you with, like, she satisfied your heart the way you just wanted. Like, you saw, this is my rib. This is the rib and now things are falling apart.
Yeah, man.
Yo, so the lion has suffered in a new jungle that is Kenya. You know, Kenya is not like Uganda. But shout out to the Maasai people for taking good care of this guy. He's saying that we Kenyan people are very good. But anyway, now we want to talk about now your rise. You had financial issues. You're not thinking right. Your woman was not with you. You were affected. Lions don't take heartbreaks. And you had tortured and infected the temple of God.
Exactly.
So you are a disturbed man, heading to depression, but you didn't reach there. Yeah. How did you pull yourself up?
Yeah, so you see, the earlier you see it, you wake up quickly. You see, when you see yourself falling, you can tell that I'm falling. Always, you can tell that, this road where we are going is not the right one. If you're a reasonable man, you can always know that this is, things are not going right here, you get it? So, when I saw where things were heading, I decided to wake up. I was like, if I continue like this, I'm going to fall and fail terribly. So I said the earlier the better. I woke up. I said I need to organize myself. I couldn't do it in the same environment. Environment is key. So I said the first thing I'm supposed to do is to detach from this girl. I'm supposed to detach from this environment, anything that triggers the memories. And then I start the rise, okay? What I did, I decided to go back home in Uganda. So I called my dad. I told him I'm coming back home. He was trying to refuse, and I talked to him with that voice of a man. I'm coming home. You know, I'm coming home. That's where your dad will know that, this one is serious now. You get it? So what I did, I traveled back home, first of all, to Uganda for 2 good weeks. When I went back to Uganda, I was like, I only have 2 weeks here in Uganda. And in these 2 weeks, I'm supposed to recover. Nothing is so hard. I'm supposed to clean up everything. Yes. The first step to recovery, accept that you're in the wrong place. That's the first step. Accept that I'm endangered. I've been hurt. Okay? I first accepted it very clearly. I said, now this one, I've been hurt. So what is the medicine? I had to first clear every nasty, every, it's mental. I had to first clear my mind. Every dirty, evil thought, every bad thing, everything that it keeps ringing in the mind. I had to clear it out. It's like a cup that
what
has...
do you mean, nasty thought?
A lot of things that were running in my mind. Yes, you get it?
Things.
So, what can you say that is that part that men have, that when women touch it like this, it turns into a very soft man, from a strong man to a very soft man, weak, like what do you think that's the trigger to that?
The trigger to that, according to my experience, is access. when you give a girl access to your mind and to your heart, women have what they call influencing power. That's why they say it's the woman who makes a home stand. That's why they say behind every successful man there's a what? There's a woman. They have what they call influencing power. You get? If you read that book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he said most of these rich men had a woman in their lives. That doesn't need to be your girlfriend or your wife. It could be your mother. It could be your sister. It could be your wife or girlfriend. But there's a woman factor in most of these successful stories. Napoleon Hill wrote a full chapter about that. There's a woman factor. There's a woman you're doing it for. These women have influencing power. So when you give a woman access into your life, what I realize is you will never know. You see, you can stand on your guard. When you have your girl, you can stand on your guard. You don't let her get into your mind. But when my brothers were saying Brian the Lion, how did you reach this point? I can't explain it. Yes. You find yourself there, you'll be like, how did I reach here? You will not know the path that it is. You can't trace it that we settle like this. No, the point is access. She's always with you. She makes you happy. You know this girl who respects you. You know who does things to make you, like, she fulfills your desire. You know when they say Nairobi girls, when you're the Nairobi chicks, you don't like them because they're Nairobi girls, Nairobi, you know the Nairobi I mean, But then you find this one, she's different, has respect. She has never asked you for money. She does everything to make you happy. She has not come to you because you're rich or you're what, or she has come for you because of you. You get it?
Hey,
so access.
Bridge.
You get it?
Yes.
So the access you give to her. So what I realized is this girl was with me at home at least 3 or 4 days in a week. Every day at home with me. Every single day with me at home. So imagine the time I'm spending with her. That access,
She influenced
your
masculinity.
About me, yeah.
I have this question too. So, this girl, you were saying that you allowed her to access your mind,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What if she was there to satisfy her own needs and not yours? Like for her to be satisfied, she was selfish, but you did not realize. What if? Or you are sure that this girl,
If
this is that thing, by the time that, by the fact that she's spending time with you, that made you assured that she's all for you.
I've been with this girl a long time. If a girl was manipulating me or if she had come for her personal selfish interests, I would have known. But now even if you sit down and think what would be her selfish interests, this girl I'm talking about is different from the rest of the girls. I will not explain to you guys why. She had sacrificed, even her being with me was sacrifice.
For you.
For me. You feel me?
That's an answer.
Yeah. So if she had come for selfish interests, bro, I would know it a mile away. A mile away, I would see it coming.
The lion will see it coming.
Yeah.
Chacha.
Mm.
Any word for the lion?
Yeah, the lion. We've heard your story, and it actually got me thinking. You see this artist, Shaggy, you know him? Yeah, this man was not foolish when he made the whole song. You see, and it was about the strength of a woman. Women are different from us. We as men, women have things like in their being, they're so different. They have their own charms. Yeah. So we hear stories about, even in the Bible, of great men, the likes of Samson, who are brought down by a lady. Just imagine a lady bringing down a man who could tear apart a lion. Yeah, I think the first thing as men, we should actually accept the fact that women have power. Women also have power. And yes.
Let me interfere 1 minute. I was listening to a certain powerful man who was saying it's only us strong men who realize that women are powerful. It's only the foolish who think women are not powerful.
Yeah, exactly. So as men, after the realization that
Are you a strong man? Do you know that women have power?
Okay.
So just a minute. So after the realization that women too have power, we also become powerful. Like after the realization,
To a certain powerful man who was saying it's only us strong men who realize that women are powerful. It's only the foolish who think women are not powerful.
yeah, exactly. So as men, after the realization that
Are you a strong man? Do you know that women have power?
Okay.
so just a minute. So after the realization that women too have power, we also become powerful. Like after the realization we become powerful, we can use that realization to watch our guard, you see. And we can actually see it coming when they come with their influence and their manipulation, emotional manipulations and stuff. You see, women, like, there's a part of us that when women touch, they actually become irresistible. We melt down.
Use the right word.
Yeah. We melt, man. And it's actually upon us as men to stand strong and use our brains to overcome
These women.
the manipulation, the strength of a woman. Yeah.
Whoops.
All right.
Yes,
Okay,
one
Lion.
word for the lion.
Okay, Lion, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Normally we talk about emotional intelligence. Is how maybe you fell down in emotional intelligence, right? So, what's your perspective about can someone learn on another one experience, or your own personal experience is better? Can I, for example, if I'm weak emotionally, right? Can I learn from experience? Say yes, I can do it, or you can tell me no, wait for your turn for you to learn through your personal experience. Yeah.
So, one thing I can tell you, there are things that you can learn from other people. But then, there are things that you will never learn from other people.
Good.
I can tell you that a lot of men have warned us about the women.
Okay.
King Solomon wrote a lot about women. King Solomon had 1,000 women. You get it? So, King Solomon himself, if you read the book of Proverbs, he has warned us in several chapters about these women. King Solomon, we know the story of Adam, what made Adam fall. And women can lie. Imagine Eve came to Adam and said, "Eat, it is sweet." For why she first ate it, and she saw the effect. She didn't tell Adam that now I'm naked. She just told him it is sweet. And Adam, you get it? And then Adam said, okay. If she had told Adam the effect, Adam would never have eaten that thing.
And we would be safe.
We would be safe right now. You get it?
We would be in heaven.
So
Not in Mackenzie's
from time memorial, we have had the what? We have got the lessons from people.
Alright.
Even if right now I tell you Chibude, come and avoid women. You get it? Who has watched that movie called The Good Father? It is a movie for men. Watch it if you've not watched it. The mafia man, the mafia guy. So these guys kill each other with guns. But imagine this guy was told, guns kill, but these women are more dangerous than the guns. Imagine men talking and they're saying the women are more dangerous. So if I tell you right now that this is Chibude, like I told you as the ego of the youth, you will not accept it. You will not believe it. Like, do you think we have not been told that these women are tough? You will not believe it. But when you go there, you feel the fire. That's when you wake up.
Experience is better.
Some things you can learn from others. Money, business, what, you get it? But then there are things whereby you cannot learn if I tell you. Right now I can tell. How many times do they cane guys in school? Stop coupling. The following day they're coupling.
Alright.
But some things you have to first feel the fire.
The earlier the better.
It burns you. That's when you wake up.
Stop coupling.
Yeah, the earlier the better. Yeah.
Stop coupling. So the lion has suffered in a new jungle that is Kenya. You know, Kenya is not like Uganda. But shout out to the Maasai people for taking good care of this guy. He's saying that we Kenyan people are very good. But anyway, now we want to talk about now your rise. You had financial issues. You're not thinking right. Your woman was not with you. You are affected. Lions don't take heartbreaks. And you had tortured and infected the temple of God.
Exactly.
So you are a disturbed man heading to depression, but you didn't reach there.
Yeah.
How did you pull yourself up?
Yeah, so you see, the earlier you see it, you wake up quickly. You see, when you see yourself falling, you can tell that I'm falling. Always, you can tell that, this road where we are going is not the right one. If you're a reasonable man, you can always know that this is, things are not going right here. You get it? So, when I saw where things were heading, I decided to wake up. I was like, if I continue like this, I'm going to fall and fail terribly. So I said the earlier the better. I woke up. I said I need to organize myself. I couldn't do it in the same environment. Environment is key. So I said the first thing I'm supposed to do is to detach from this girl. I'm supposed to detach from this environment, anything that triggers the memories, and then I start the rise, okay? What I did, I decided to go back home in Uganda. So I called my dad, I told him I'm coming back home. He was trying to refuse, and I talked to him with that voice of a man. I'm coming home. You know, I'm coming home. That's where your dad will know that, this one is serious now. You get it? So what I did, I traveled back home, first of all, to Uganda for 2 good weeks. When I went back to Uganda, I was like, I only have 2 weeks here in Uganda. And in these 2 weeks, I'm supposed to recover. Nothing is so hard. I'm supposed to clean up everything.
Yes.
The first step to recovery, accept that you're in the wrong place. That's the first step. Accept that I'm endangered. I've been hurt. Okay. I first accepted it very clearly. I said, now this one, I've been hurt. So what is the medicine? I had to first clear every nasty, every it's mental. I had to first clear my mind. Every dirty, evil thought, every bad thing, everything that it keeps bringing in the mind. I had to clear. Yeah. So after, it's like when you get a cup that has dirty water, and then you want clean water in that cup. What do you do first? You first pour that dirty water away. Then you put in the clean water. But if you find it already has that water and you're pouring clean water, you're wasting time. So I had to first detoxicate, what you call detoxicating. I cleared my mind through meditation, okay? Through talking to my own self. Reason and in reality. I would sit down and get a pen and a paper. That's how I wrote this article, The Fall of a Lion. I started thinking, where did I go wrong? How did I fail? How did I reach here? What should I have done to avoid this? So those were the things I was doing. After writing down everything and clearing my mind of this thing and realizing that there's a mistake, I now knew that I was supposed to put in new information. You get it? So I got 4 books. I bought 4 books. Okay? And I said, these books, I'm going to read them in 2 weeks. 4 of them. So I start now to, instead of, when you be there, you'll start thinking about the same problem. And what you think about, the mind is a magnet, is what you attract. You get it? Imagine if you're thinking about painful experience. The moment you just shift your mind to another happy experience, even your mood changes and everything changes. So I had to find, if I just leave the mind empty, it may come back. So you have to replace an addiction with another addiction for it to be settled. So what I did, I said these books will put information to fill up this space. So I would read these books. I started praying 3 times in the day, in the morning, midday, and evening. I'm praying to God. I said, Father, help me, I've fallen, okay? And then the Father helped me. In 1 week, I assure you, I was recovered. 1 week, I was back. Before I even completed the books, I was back. I was now happy, I was laughing. And the fact that I'm home, I'm in Uganda, I'm with my family, I'm with mom, dad, and my people. I take a lot of time in Uganda without seeing them. I'd lost appetite. Appetite came back. You know, I lost appetite. I went for matoke, vinyewa, like the Ugandan meals. I would eat my appetite, came back. Then I recovered, and I knew I was recovered.
The lion was rising.
And then I said, but why would one girl mess me up like this? And then I went around Uganda. I went to, we have a university called MOBS. I went and I saw girls. I said, all these girls. And in Uganda, they disturb me more. They disturb me so much. They come for me. They know this one. There's a future here. You get? So I said, I went and I looked at the Banyankole. Yeah. I looked at this girl back then. I said, now even Uganda, we have these fruitful things. And one is messing me up. I said, I will not allow myself to be messed up by one girl.
You did not sample any?
And
no, we have to ask.
Believe me, I went with the intentions of sampling, but God be my witness. I didn't sample any. I went, before, when I was there, I realized that this is an excuse. Like, you know, when you've done something and you see when you do something wrong, the guilt and that pain will make you do wrong things. Me feeling bad and feeling guilt about this girl, and then I'd be like, let me go and fuck another girl. You're messing up the more. You're messing up the more. So I decided, if I go for this, I'm even pretending. So I started acting on reason. No emotions anymore. I handled this thing properly. So I realized that, you know what? This world has more women that we have. They are very beautiful girls. If I say cute girl here right now, and I walk there, I say a cuter one. I go there, I say cuter one. So I say we have enough. There's variety.
The beautiful ones are not yet born.
They're not yet born. So now I'm doing all this to talk to my mind. You know, it's mental. I'm convincing my mind that this is not the end. She's not the only one. There are more. So it recovers. The mind recovers. It recovers. So I told you I recovered. I started now enjoying life that 1 week, going around visiting my brothers in school and all, making my content. I have a TikTok channel, and then I came back to life. Chibude, when I returned from Uganda, I found you at home, right? At Parklands. I found him at home. And Chibude, Can you explain how happy I was? Until these guys, even you mentioned it, you
Exactly.
said, you told me you're too excited.
Yeah.
I just came back in the morning. He asked him, he told me, you're too excited. Why? I told him, I'm happy to see you guys. I didn't tell him the story. But that, I was just too excited. I was just happy. I'm seeing everything. I'm jumping. I'm singing. I was just so hyped up. And I knew that I have recovered. And now imagine, after recovering, I said, now beefing this girl. We became friends. She came back, my dear girl. She came back. We were talking. Okay? I said, now me hating her, it is me who is weak. Now to show this girl that I'm stronger than you think, I called her. We made peace. We were happy. Imagine we started calling each other. My friends were telling me, you guys can't be friends. You're going to return back. You get it? Everybody was like, you and Kate. I was about to mention her name. You and you and being friends. Yes. They say you'll never be friends. And when you see us, by the way, even if you come and see us right now, you can just know that these guys are in love. Yet we said let's be friends. We made peace. We stopped doing shit. You get? But when you come and see me and the lioness right now, you yourself will be like, these guys are in deep love.
You're still calling her the lioness. But there's one thing I'll tell you, and maybe this we'll discuss some other day. There's no friendship between a man and a woman. It's either there's an agenda, it's either you're doing business, you're doing education, you're doing... But just friends.
What if the agenda was completed?
It's not a biased statement.
But if the agenda was accomplished?
Okay, now, that is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
That's a topic for another day. So, we want to move on to the next thing. Now, our lion here has told us how he overcame. We as lions, and we know other lions. Yes. So, we want now to just get lessons from the rise of our lion for today. And first up is Chacha.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We've heard the story, the fall and the rise of the lion. You see, actually, I have learned something from your story. When the waves of life knocks you down to rock bottom, shit happens in life, you know. The first thing that happens in our minds is what we call denial. Like, we're like, shit, this is not happening to me. This is not me. How did it happen? So, the first strategy I had from your story that you used to rise up from shit was acceptance. Like, accepting that it has happened to you, man. Like, that's a good thing to do. Without acceptance, there's no way we're going to rise up from rock bottom. So, acceptance, number one. Fellow men, fellow lions, accepting the situation is key.
Accept umeachwa.
Maze, accept. Kubali.
Umeachwa. It's not the end of life.
Yeah, man, ndio.
DM. Kubali.
Yeah. And then after acceptance, there's this thing of going deep inside of you and actually finding yourself, exactly. Yeah. And the strategy I had, you mentioned meditation, man. You see, that's a big step towards realizing our full vitality as men.
Yes.
Like, go deep inside of you and explore that inner world that exists in you. And that only happens through meditation and mindfulness. Connect with the self, like the inner soul of you. It's actually what we call, you develop and improve your soul set. Yeah. From the mindset to the soul set. Yeah, man. That was the takeout.
I've learned a new word. Soul set.
Yes.
Mindset. Soul
Yeah,
set.
man. Yeah, back to you. Back to you.
All right. So from Brian's story, before as he was commencing his story, he was saying about I thought I knew it all, right? And maybe to connect what Brian has said and what KJ has said, KJ said, I'm a student of life. Huh? Every day he's learning, right? And for you to learn in life, you have to lower yourself, right? When you're pride, you cannot learn anything, right? So, and most of the times I ask myself, what's the difference between me and the great guy? Let's say, for example, the top G. You know, the difference between me and that guy is the level of information that guy has, right? And maybe the relationship that guy has formed, right?
Networks.
So the networks, right? Yeah. So in life, there's this story. I'll just summarize in a very brief story. My grandfather told me years back, right? One day I asked my grandfather, what can I do to become the most powerful person on this planet? Or maybe one of them, right? And he told me, he just asked me a simple question. Ben, why do you think the ocean has a lot of water? And then I answered him, say, maybe it's because the rivers, they drain the ocean, right? And he told me, why do you think the rivers drain the ocean? The answer was simple. It's because maybe the ocean is a little bit low and the rivers drain inside. Yeah. So, and he told me, now you've answered yourself. The only way to become the most powerful person is to lower yourself and get the knowledge. And for you to get the knowledge, you have to lower yourself, right? So every day is a learning lesson, right? It's a learning curve. So there are setbacks that you've said when you go in the hospital, there are curves, right? For the life, right? And when you're dead, it's straight. So every day is a learning curve. It's a learning curve. So always lower yourself to learn and accept it, right? As Chacha said.
Yes.
And KJ.
So to me, I've learned from the fall of the lion, the fall and the rise of the lion.
Yeah.
Banange. You saw. So now, it's all about the mindset. This is what I believe the most. The way you think here just reflects what you do and how you relate. So, like you have said that this girl, she had you in first half. And you never knew. So you see, that one.
Not even full time.
Yeah, she had you. So I can say, if you're in charge of your mind, that's where now the logic comes in. Like you reason without emotions.
Yeah.
That's logic. So that's a great lesson I've picked from your story, bro. That logic, for a man, logic is a must. Nothing more, nothing less.
Emotions beat reason.
Hey, you guys. I don't want to add anything. You've heard from the lions. From Uganda, Banange. To Masai.
256 plus 256.
Yes.
Plus 256.
And we're in the 254. This is the Hakuna Raisi show. In it.
Yes.
Adios, muchachos.